We ask ourselves once in a while, how did we get so far in Copenhagen? And I believe that one of the main reasons is that this is about maybe 100 years of cycle tradition in Copenhagen. The bicycle culture of Copenhagen has been developed for 50 years, maybe even 100 years. Today, every child has got a bike, learns how to use it, and it's also very important that it's socially accepted to use a bike for your daily transport, maybe even trendy.
Jeg har aldrig tænkt på det, men selvfølgelig der er gået lidt trend i det med også nogle, pigerne har meget sådan nogle damecykler i nye modeller, ikke? Så man sidder godt som i sådan en lænestol, og det er ikke sådan nogle sporty-cykler, sådan racercykler, hvor man sidder og cykelhjelm, det holder heller ikke.
I think you can say that the bicycle is part of the everyday transport system in Copenhagen, and it's not very difficult because bicycle is very cheap. It's very good for your health and good for public health. It's good for the environment, and it's still very flexible and individual way of transporting. So it's quite unique actually.
Jeg ejer en bil, okay. Men jeg bruger min cykel her i Indre By.
Jeg cykler til arbejde, jeg cykler fra arbejde, jeg cykler til universitetet. Jeg cykler næsten overalt faktisk.
In a modern city, quality of life is very important with the environment, with your health, getting exercise and so on. I think that cycling in Copenhagen today signals those very qualities. It is very telling for us as city that it plays so large a role, and I think that this mark will play a great role in the competition between cities in the 21st century.
It's about 1/3 of the commuting transport is done on bicycles in Copenhagen. We sometimes say that we have about 1 million kilometers every day riding on bicycles in Copenhagen. This is one of the main arterial roads in Copenhagen, and as you can feel, this is very urban life. That's what it's about, isn't it? In Copenhagen we have developed a cycle policy.
First of all, we want to increase the proportion of cyclists going to work, of course. And then we want to reduce the risks for cyclists being injured. We want to increase the proportion of cyclists feeling secure in the traffic. We want to increase cyclists' traveling speed. And then, of course, we also want to increase the comfort when you go on bikes.
It's very much focusing on transport quality for bicycles. Including traffic safety, your health, the way of feeling secure, the traveling speed, the experience you have when you cycle through the city, and all those kind of things that supports bicycle as a way of transporting yourself.
Det er jo det er ikke noget, jeg har tænkt over som noget ekstraordinært. Det er nødvendigt, det er, fordi vi alle sammen cykler så meget, som vi gør, ikke?
Men måske også det der, at vi ikke tænker over, at vi har cykelstier, at der rent faktisk er, altså, at vores regering, og der sidder nogle mennesker og sørger for, at vi er en meget cykelvenlig by. Det tager man som en selvfølgelighed. Men det viser jo også et eller andet sted, det underbygger måske også det der med, at så er der en eller anden form for en cykelkultur, og den er ikke kun folkelig, den er også politisk.
You have to make it comfortable, you have to make it secure, you have to create a climate where people would want to go on bike. And there's been, for the last 30 years, a political will to do this.
One of our goals is to increase the amount of people commuting on bicycles. Today we have about 1/3 of the inhabitants in Copenhagen going to work on bicycles. And we believe that within 10 years we will be able to increase this amount to 40%. It's quite ambitious.
Hi, my name is Uffe. I'm 34 years old. I live 6 kilometers outside of Copenhagen. I'm an educated osteopath and I work in the center of Copenhagen. I own a car, but I choose to ride my bike every day to work. It's a lot easier to get in and out of Copenhagen with your bicycle. It's a lot faster and it's a lot cheaper. I get exercise to work and I get exercise from work. I hate parking my car. It's just too expensive, it's too much of a hassle. It's just awful parking the car. I think that's everywhere in the world, not especially for Copenhagen. This morning I choose to go along the lakes. Bicycling along the lakes is great. It's not the same route I choose to take every day. Depending on the traffic and depending on my mood, I choose another route and meet some other people.
Hej Jesper. Og så er vi faktisk fremme.
Mentally, it's a lot better for me to ride my bike into town. I don't get stressed by the morning traffic. I'm mentally prepared for my first client.
Godmorgen Linda.
It's clearing your head.
Velkommen til. Kom indenfor.
You have a lot more power when you've been bicycling to town.
Every time you set up goals, it is important to have measurements. It's important to know whether you have succeeded, whether you have reached your goals or not. And in that process, the city also makes a cycle account.
One very important part of the Copenhagen cycle policy is to do this every second year follow-up bicycle account. The bicycle account is a way that we measure how are we doing. We are asking the public, the bicyclists, what they think about our efforts. We measure key figures and we also measure on target figures regarding to our policy goals. For instance, we ask the bicyclists, what do you think about cycle track maintenance? Is it all right or is it too poor? And the last time we asked them in 2002, we get really the nice result that it was improving. And thanks God, because we spent a lot of money on improving, especially maintenance on cycle tracks during the last few years. So you can see the bicycle account, it works.
Hun går i skole ind i byen, og jeg arbejder ikke så langt derfra. Men hun er punkteret, så vi prøver at finde en cykelpumpe. Det er ikke lykkedes os endnu.
A central part of this cycle policy is to work with the traffic quality for bicycles. In order to do this, we work with 9 focus areas. One is to have more and better green cycle routes. Another one is to build cycle tracks and cycle lanes. And the third one is to work very specific with the intersections from a safety point of view. We are in downtown Copenhagen at Nørrebro. This is one of the green cycle routes. which is meant to facilitate bicycle transport, both commuting transport and also for recreational purpose. This green route is part of about 100-kilometer network of green cycle routes planned all over the city.
Altså dels det, at man kan kombinere, at man kan bevæge sig fra et sted til et andet, og så er det også af legepladser og grønne områder. Jeg synes, det synes jeg helt bestemt. Helt bestemt. Det må vi gerne have mere af. Og vi kører faktisk en lille omvej for at køre den her vej. Så vi sparer ikke så meget tid, men vi gør det.